Tonight on News 5 Live, Alrick Smith is gunned down in front of Love FM. Another life sentence is handed down in the Supreme Court. This one is for the murder of the businessman Ruben Perez. And 54 new special constables are introduced to law enforcement. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Necesitas un proveedor de servicio móvil que te permita estar conectado con una cobertura LTE rápida y confiable en cualquier instante y desde cualquier lugar. ¿Quieres hablar con tu familia? ¿Compartir tus experiencias con alguien especial? ¿Administrar tu pequeña empresa? Para todo lo que necesites te mereces la mejor experiencia móvil. Ahora puedes hacer mucho más con los planes de datos postpago aumentados de Digi. Puedes disfrutar de 8 GB de datos en cualquier instante por tan solo $55 mensuales. O puedes compartir hasta 120 GB con 6 de tus amigos más cercanos. Estos son más datos LTE para que disfrutes durante el día, por las noches y los fines de semana sin restricciones. Disfruta a lo máximo con más datos para llamadas y mensajes ilimitados en todos los planes postpago de Digi. Visita la tienda Digi más cercana para inscribirte hoy. Solo necesitas una identificación válida y un comprobante de domicilio. Únete a la red de mayor velocidad y cobertura en Belize. Para más información visita nuestra página web www.livedigi.com o envíanos un mensaje a través de WhatsApp o Facebook. Digi, nuestra telecomunicación nacional.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
KTV.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Gloria, don't you think you're falling? If everybody wants you.
The last dance, let's dance, the last dance tonight.
Just come with me and we can take the blues right away. You'll be doing fine once the music starts. Come on, hey!
Maybe he's no Romeo, but he's my loving one-man show. Oh, 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 let's hear it for the boy.
Dancing queen, feel the beat of the tambourine, oh yeah. Give me something, I need it all, 'cause I am running over.
I'm mighty, mighty, just letting it all get out. Yeah, I'm a brick house. Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday, live, only on 5.
Belize, the 9th annual Hunger Awareness Ride is Sunday, July 24th.
I am proud to be a Belizean. Tell them that we bandit. You're bandit, you're bandit. Tell them that we bandit. You're bandit, you're bandit. Tell them that we bandit.
I've always enjoyed the different flavors of my country. Every nook and cranny has its own unique taste.
Our history, rich with culture. We've come so far since our independence. Our flag, rivers, mountains, our people, diverse and strong.
Looking back, I am proud and honored. We must continue to preserve and conserve our culture and country for the next generation.
This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
Reusable plastics. Did you know that until we find an alternative for plastic and all its uses, we will continue to need plastics, such as in the health sector? Plastic becomes a huge problem for Belize when it becomes waste and is improperly disposed of. When it is thrown on the side of the road and in our rivers and seas, it's eaten by animals and in turn by people, and it becomes an environmental and health issue. It costs us money for disposal, filling up dumps and landfills, and paying for associated healthcare. So what can you do? Choose to refuse single-use plastics is step 1. Step 2, instead, use the plastics that were meant to be reused, like coffee cups, water bottles, and food containers. We're not talking about buying a $1 bottle of water. I mean, you can, but how long will that last you? Reusable plastics keep plastics out of the environment for a much longer time and are even better than other forms of plastics like biodegradable or even compostable or bio-based plastics. By reusing, you are also saving money since you aren't rebuying the same thing over again. Think about it. How many bottles of water do you buy every week? How much does that cost compared to the cost of a reusable bottle? Imagine what you can do with the extra money. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
I'm on my way to Belize, where I can get what I need and save some money. After 75 years in the business, nobody do it like Belize. Hello, how may I help you? Anything you need, we got you. Whether it tools or tiles, lights and fans, we are serving with a smile. Genuine plumbing and electric supply, quality construction supply, heating and air condition, 100% Belizean. Belize, hey, celebrating 75 years. Come on. Quality and savings, quality and savings. Belize, hey, celebrating 75 years. Come on. Quality and savings, hey, quality and savings. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings. Quality and savings.
newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, July 29th. I am Annalyn Apollonia. The rivalry between feuding street gangs in the Lake Independence area may have led to another murder on Thursday night, that of well-known street figure Alrick Smith. The brazen killing happened as Smith approached his parked vehicle in front of the Rene Villanueva Media Center on Slaughterhouse Road. Smith, who is associated with the PIV gang, had several run-ins with the law before and was also the target of previous shootings, most recently in 2020. News 5's Marian Ali has the story in the following report.
39-year-old Alrick Smith had reportedly just stepped out of the door at the Rene Villanueva Media Center on Slaughterhouse Road around 10 o'clock on Thursday night when someone ambushed him as he approached his parked SUV facing the building. The shooter apparently carried out the attack out of the view of the surveillance camera that is perched under a ledge at the side of the building. Police report that the car dealer, a resident of Matron Robert Street in Belize City, was leaving the media house along with a female companion when he was approached by two male persons who fired several shots at him. The images show Smith's limp body crouched up next to the vehicle. Someone who was in the area told News 5 today that the burst of about 10 shots was not preceded or followed by any argument or speeding vehicle. Another well-placed source told us that Smith was a guest on More FM, one of the radio stations housed in that building. He had reportedly sponsored a monetary prize on a program which Blue Steel Songs had just finished airing at 10 p.m. This amateur video posted on Love FM's page minutes after the incident shows the police cordoning off the scene to begin their evidence-gathering processing. Prior to his visit to the radio station, Smith was a patron at a popular lounge not far away. The killing of yet another well-known gang member brings into sharp focus the bloodbath that rival gangs have obviously entered, as well as the joint effort between police and mediators to stem the bloodshed. Just this week, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams told the media that the police had put in place new measures in the area to quell the raging war between the PIV and Bakalang gangs.
I have given certain instructions for certain things to be done. And yes, the LIU is on the ground along with the conflict officers to see what we can do to bring some resolution to the area. It is not going to be easy, I must say, because we do know how these gang situations goes, that there is always that tendency that they want to retaliate. And we must do what we can to avert such retaliation. We know we have the multi-sectoral task force on the grounds, and we try to use that as a first resort along with the police efforts to quell the problem. If on the longer run we see that the problem persists after mediation and intervention, then we look at our resorts to ensure we bring some calm to the St. Martin's area.
In November of 2020, Smith came under attack as he drove his vehicle on Coney Drive. Smith told police after the incident that his assailant occupied an unlicensed blue Chrysler that pulled up beside him, and someone in the front passenger seat shot at him. He was grazed near his left ear and managed to drive to the KHMH to seek medical attention. Smith had come under attack a few times prior to that incident. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Justice Ricardo Sancroft handed down another life sentence. This time it was imposed on 24-year-old Keon Dennison, who was charged for the murder of businessman Ruben Perez. Back in November 2015, Perez was executed inside his office on Vernon Street in Belize City. Following the murder, Dennison, who is originally from Dangriga, was charged for the crime. He has been on remand for almost 5 years. In May of this year, in a trial by judge without jury, Justice Sancroft found him guilty of the crime. Today at the sentence hearing, Dennison was given life in prison with the possibility of parole in 25 years. Due to the time that he has been on remand, 5 years was shaved off the parole time. So after 20 more years in jail, he will become eligible for parole. He was charged for the armed robbery at the Puma gas station at the corner of Faubers Road and the George Price Highway, and following his arraignment on July 11th, Coast Guard Shakeem Richards was remanded to prison. Today, after spending 18 days behind bars, Richards was granted a $15,000 bail with stringent conditions, including curfew. Richards maintains that he is innocent and had pleaded not guilty during arraignment. Richards' attorney, Ian Gray, was successful in securing him bail at this morning. Supreme Court Judge Justice Ricardo Sancroft, Robert Lord, represented the Crown and had no objections to bail. Justice Sancroft granted him bail with stringent conditions. Richards must report to Hattieville Police Station every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. He is not to leave the jurisdiction without the permission of the court. He is not to affiliate with gang members. He must also not be within 100 yards of the virtual complainant, that is, and he was also placed on curfew. Richards' next court date to appear before the Supreme Court is set for September 5th, 2022. There's much more news ahead. Stay with us.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word.
The Bible says, "They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. He that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him." Dr. G. Campbell Morgan tells the story of a man whose shop had been burned in the Great Chicago Fire. He arrived at the ruins the next morning carrying a table. He set it up amid the charred debris and above it placed this optimistic sign, "Everything lost except wife and children and hope. Business will be resumed as usual tomorrow morning." This man realized that success does not come easy and that sometimes it comes with tears and disappointments and determination and plain hard work. The Bible says lazy people won't get much out of life, but those who work hard will prosper. Theodore Roosevelt said, "It is not the critic who counts, nor the man who points how the strong man stumbled or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat." So remember, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
When all hope is lost and the days ahead look grim, we find ourselves looking for someone to shake things up, rescue us, and point us in the right direction. What if the one we've been waiting for has been here all along? Join us for our new series, Troublemaker, as we learn about a man who wasn't afraid to stand up for what's right to make this world a better place.
Keep still now.
Ouch.
I tell you no move.
Ma, you really can't get a mannequin for this, ma? Really?
Well, son, if I never lend you the $2,000 to buy the kids' computer and the book, I may have the money for buy my mannequin.
It's definitely better to borrow from the bank than from your friends or relatives. This way, all you owe is money.
Would you like me to turn around?
That would be good. Turn on, turn on, turn on.
Take advantage of the back-to-school promotion currently being offered by the Belize Bank.
We cry for peace.
Police,
Belize Dara Cyber Home Theatre presents the 13th annual Lucky Dube Tribute and Concert to be held at the Big Bird Isle on Sunday, July 31st from 6 p.m. until. Entertainment includes Excalibur Sound and Equipment Band, Brother David and the Tribal Vibes Band, and live DVD performance of Lucky Dube on the big screen. Selectors include DJ Bujo of Godfather Sounds, Tony G, Linda D, Jack Egan, hosted by Kenny G and the Toxic Sounds, all backed up by Blue Steel Sounds. Bring out the entire family. Sunday, July 31st at the Big Bird Isle from 6 p.m. until. Entrance fee is only $10. Sponsored by Creme Radio, Creme Television, Channel 5, Channel 7, Campari, Bellikin, Mitch, The Angeles Press Limited, Belize Tourism Board, Honorable Anthony Mala, The Bird's Eye Restaurant, Vibes Media and Television, Wave Radio and Television, Travelers Liquors, and Hot Off the Press. Belizean youths, stop the senseless killing.
The 2022 Population and Housing Census is here, and our census staff will visit your home over the next 10 weeks. You may ask yourself, what can I expect when my household is visited? Well, data for the census will be collected in two parts. First, the interviewers will list all the buildings in their area of work and record some key characteristics of the building. For example, they will capture whether the building is a dwelling unit, a business, or an institution. They may ask you to confirm some information about the building when in doubt. The second part involves collecting information about each household, such as the number of persons living in the household, the type of dwelling they live in, and access to essential services. Information will also be collected about each household member, including newborns and the elderly. Remember, the data from the census is essential to make informed decisions on policies that could help improve your community. So when we knock on your door or holler at your gate, tell us to count me in. The Statistical Institute of Belize, providing Belize with quality, objective, and timely information.
The government of Belize has been demonstrating overall increasing efforts in tackling human trafficking compared to recent years. As a result, Belize was upgraded to Tier 2 in the U.S. State Department's Human Trafficking Report. The report cited key achievements in Belize's efforts over the last year, including the conviction of 2 traffickers and expanding the size of the anti-trafficking police unit. Recommendations were also made as to how Belize can improve its current efforts. News 5's Paul Lopez was in San Ignacio today for the Ministry of Human Development's Blue Heart event. Here is that report.
Belize was upgraded to Tier 2 on the human trafficking rank, according to the U.S. State Department's Human Trafficking Report 2022. It is a significant milestone that was celebrated at today's Blue Heart event in San Ignacio.
The difference going from Tier 2 watch list to Tier 2. And the regulation is, or the rule is, that you can only be on Tier 2 for 2 consecutive years. And we got a little bit of leeway because of the pandemic, COVID-19. But had we not been performing, this year we would have gone down to Tier 3.
Human trafficking is rampant in Belize. The U.S. State Department's trafficking report finds that not enough is being done in Belize to investigate reports of trafficking, particularly reports of collusion between government officials and traffickers.
The government did not adequately address official complicity in trafficking crimes, reports of which remained common. Did not adequately oversee labor recruitment or investigate allegations of trafficking. Did not take measures to reduce demand for commercial sex. Authorities reportedly did not consistently screen migrants, refugees, or asylum seekers for trafficking and may have deported or arrested unidentified trafficking victims.
The U.S. State Department made 11 recommendations to Belize, including the implementation of an anti-trafficking law, which would seek to vigorously investigate and prosecute human traffickers, including child sex tourists and officials who are allegedly complicit with these crimes. The The U.S. State Department also recommends that the government of Belize impose significant sentences upon those convicted.
It's a great day today. You know, we've gone from Tier 2 watch list to Tier 2, and so it's something very good for Belize, but there is always room for improvement. And you mentioned about complicity in some cases, and that is true, and so there is work to be done there. We have to look at that specific area that you mentioned and see how it can be improved. You know, in anything, there is always room for improvement.
Are we aware that, in fact, we have officials that are acting in complicity with these traffickers?
I am not aware of specific persons, but like I said, there is work to be done, and we will look into it.
Feasting off the vulnerability of a society's deficit, rising crime rates, lack of jobs and opportunity, a rat race despite the favorable odds, still designed for us to lose. Promises present comfort to the ears of the desperate. Whispers of great riches and a bright future from the tongues of recruiters, boyfriends, to the ads online. Freedom comes at a cost. The price for replying. Dispatch and ship like Amazon Prime. Same day delivery, but something's not right. Big city, bright lights, but who are these guys?
The Ministry of Human Service and Human Trafficking Institute signed an MOU today to improve the level of service offered to human trafficking victims in Belize.
We are grateful that the government of Belize has been innovative in their response to trafficking, and I think that Tier 2 ranking improvement is indicative of that. And I think this MOU to help to enhance victim services will do that exact same thing. And I think that it's a symbol. The MOU is a symbol of the fact that they are innovative and they desire to continue to improve the lives of victims and to hold those responsible who are doing that trafficking. And again, we are really, really grateful to be in partnership, to walk alongside of them for these number of years to fight trafficking.
It should never be acceptable for mothers, aunts, uncles, fathers, and family members to exploit boys and girls, the same people that are to protect them. Traffickers to gain the trust of people only to run around and rob them of their future. Traffickers to tell lies and give false promises of greater paying jobs in great locations, exploiting the vulnerability of people like me and you. Human trafficking does not include the kidnapping and chains, as you may imagine, portrayed by movies and television. Human trafficking is where people are trapped because violence, lies, fraud, and coercion is used to lure them into a life that they never imagined would be their lives.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The United States Peace Corps is celebrating 60 years of service to Belize in the education and health sectors. Following 2 years without Peace Corps volunteers in Belize due to the COVID-19 pandemic, 9 new volunteers were recently sworn in to serve. For a period of 2 years, volunteers live and work alongside the people they serve, collaborating with local governments, schools, small businesses, and entrepreneurs in an effort to create projects that outlast their time of service. Peace Corps Belize is one of the longest continuously running Peace Corps programs in the world. News 5 spoke with Tracy Seck, the country director at Peace Corps Belize, as well as one of the recently sworn-in volunteers today in San Ignacio.
Mission of Peace Corps, and that's world peace and friendship, doing good, sharing the gifts and talents that they have, serving communities. That's what they come with, and then realize they leave with so much more, understanding and having relationships with Belizean communities, Belizean families. So.
What do you make of the 60 years of contribution and all that has been achieved over those 6 decades?
So I marvel at it. I marvel that this country continues to welcome U.S. citizens in country to partner with them. It is amazing to me how much change has happened, and as I said earlier, the stories that I hear. I don't know too many Belizeans who haven't been impacted in one way or another by a Peace Corps volunteer. Peace Corps volunteer was my teacher, or Peace Corps volunteer lived in our home.
So I marvel at that. Learn the language. And what's amazing to me is Belizean families open their homes and say, yes, okay, I don't know you, but come. And they get to know you and become a part of a Belizean family.
It's been amazing being in Belize and meeting the people. Everyone's been very kind and welcoming. I haven't seen much of the country yet, but I'm hoping to remedy that. It's quite a legacy to live up to and to contribute to work in partnership with the people of Belize and to share culture. Being from the States, I'm bringing my culture, and hopefully I'll be able to bring some of the Belizean culture back with me when I go back to the States.
Elvia Vega, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Human Development, says the Briceño administration's grocery bag program is alive and kicking. Reporters caught up with Minister Vega at an event in San Ignacio today, where she was asked for an update on the program as consumers nationwide battle with the inflated cost of goods. According to Minister Vega, her ministry has an open-door policy. She says that anyone in need of this form of support can visit her ministry for assistance.
The program is alive and kicking. People are getting help, and in other areas as well. So when you tell me the grocery bag has been done with, it's not so. We're still providing grocery bags to our people.
How can persons who may need it apply, where there's a lot of single mothers, how can they reach out to the ministry? How can they be a part of this program then?
The ministry has an open door policy. They could come in and we can look at it and help.
So
We're here to help. We're here to assist our people. Yes?
Okay. Do you have any information how many people they receive it right now, or you're not sure?
On hand right now, I don't. If I tell you yes, I'll be lying to you.
Okay.
After the break, international artists arrive in Belize for first ever music and food festival. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Yo, this is Super G the General, and I want to invite you all to the
Belize International Music and Food Festival.
That will be held for 2 nights, July 30th
and the 31st at Sakachispas Field.
This party insane. Mr. Chipova, you. As you left my yard, tell me why you come back.
You know, it's yours truly, King Room Official.
It's your boy Stick the Artist.
My name is Clayton Williams.
It's your boy Dando.
Hi, my name is Deja.
TLC, baby.
Blessings, everybody. This is Original Coffee inviting you out to the Belize International Music and Food Festival in San Pedro. There will be me, many other artists. There will be enough music, enough food. So come out, enjoy yourself.
Go back to school and beyond when you upgrade your smartphone or tablet to a Samsung. The affordable line of high-tech devices are the perfect back-to-school tool that you can fit in the palm of your hands. Whether you're shopping for a starter phone or a high-end device, the Galaxy A series has an option to fit your needs. The awesome lineup includes the A03, A12, A13, A22, A23, A33, and Tab A7 LTE and A7 Lite. So unlock these offers and get your 1-year warranty only when you shop at authorized Samsung resellers countrywide, including Cellular World, Digi, Divari, Odette's Home Center, and Westtrack from July 4th to July 31st.
From being a Belizean traveler to now giving you live updates from the Belize International Music and Food Festival this weekend in San Pedro.
Everybody come now, then we start this one now. Don't worry about the sun, this guy don't know.
Join me as I bring you hourly highlights throughout both days, talking to chefs, sampling foods, having great drinks, and interacting with local and international artists. All this live from the Sakachispas Field on La Isla Bonita. Tune in on our News 5 Live Facebook page this Saturday and Sunday, only on 5.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Calling all young performers. It's your turn to take the stage. If you have the talent, we have the show for you. Here's your chance to perform in Belize's #1 children's talent show, Summerfest 2022. Singing, dancing, acting, whatever your talent, we want to see. Come audition on Thursday, August 4th and Friday, August 5th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here at Channel 5 on Coney Drive. Auditions are open to all children under 18 in any performing art. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the show. It's Summerfest 2022.
The Miss Belize pageant is back. Find out who will represent us at the most important pageant in the world, Miss Universe. It takes place on Saturday, August 13th at 8:30 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. Watch it live right here on Channel 5 or on our Facebook and YouTube pages. It's an event you won't want to miss.
KTV. Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Gloria, don't you think you're falling? If everybody wants you,
the last dance, let's dance, the last dance tonight.
just come with me and we can take the blues right away. You'll be doing fine once the music starts. Come on, hey!
Maybe he's no Romeo, but he's my loving one-man show. Oh, 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 let's hear it for the boy.
Dancing queen, feel the beat of the tambourine, oh yeah. Give me something, I need it all, 'cause I am running over.
I'm mighty, mighty, just letting it all get out. Yeah, I'm a brave house.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday, live, only on 5.
The Belize City Council today swore in 54 more of its traffic officers as special constables, giving them the powers of arrest. Along with that milestone was the launch of the council's enforcement department, out of which the officers will work. It is a merging of two existing units that, under the new system, will enable them to deal with a wider scope of matters pertaining to traffic, trade, and liquor licenses. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
The congestion of traffic in the unplanned zones and along narrow city streets should see some ease with the swearing in today of new special constables who have the power to place anyone who violates the traffic, trade, or liquor licensing laws under arrest. Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner explained that the council is joining the resources of 2 units under one umbrella to create better efficiency and give more strength to the council's law enforcement arm to address what has been deemed as lawlessness among some city residents.
The only way we can change this lawlessness is through the assertive enforcement of the regulations, the ones that we have on our books, and most importantly, to boost the morale and the powers of those entrusted to do the enforcement. Very, very important. Today's launch of our newly formed enforcement department might very well be one of the most important initiatives this city council has ever embarked on. Our traffic officers brought the same complaints to us over and over again. Right? People don't respect me. People don't respect the law. People don't respect the traffic officers. They don't even respect the city. Other enforcement officials give similar complaints. Myself, many times I'm on the social media complaining about civic pride, right? About complying with the laws.
Receiving his certificate along with his fellow special constables was Kevin Jenkins, the council's enforcement manager.
We have merged the traffic department and the special constable department together. So the traffic officers will now be sworn in as special constables, and now we're going to do more than one different operations. For instance, we have the parking meters, we have trade and lights, trade and liquor, we have traffic, and we also have internal security and discipline.
Training officer, Senior Superintendent Leslie Wade, says that learning is a continuous process and that application of the lesson is key.
Whatever you do out there, ensure it is done within the confines of the law. Because remember, the same powers that you have to detain a person or to issue a ticket, you are not exempted from that same power. Treat people the way you would want to be treated.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
The Statistical Institute of Belize has published its Consumer Price Index for June 2022. Results from the Statistical Institute of Belize's most recent monthly Consumer Price Index survey show that for the month of June 2022, the all-item CPI, which summarizes price levels across all categories of goods and services, stood at 110.5, up from 103.5 in June of 2021. This indicates that consumers experienced an overall national inflation rate of 6.7% on those goods and services most typically purchased by Belizean households. This was mainly due to higher prices for motor vehicle fuels, transportation services, food, liquefied petroleum gas, restaurant services, entrance fee to cinemas, and household cleaning products. Among the country's municipalities, Orange Walk Town experienced the highest rate of increase in consumer prices for June 2022, with an inflation rate of 9.6%. Consumers in this town saw above average increases in prices for various food items, home rental costs, restaurant services, laundry products, soap, detergents, women's clothing, and men's and women's haircuts. On the other hand, the village of Independence recorded the lowest inflation rate at 5.1%, as consumers in this town saw lower than average increases in prices for food items and restaurant services. In less than 24 hours, the first ever Belize International Music and Food Festival takes place in San Pedro. The culinary aspect includes 17 booths which will be featuring cultural foods and more, and there is free access throughout the day for that form of entertainment. Then at 5 o'clock, the grounds reopened for live musical performances from Belizean and international artists. Today at the Philip Golson International Airport, Timaya, DeMarco, Barrington Levy, and DJ Super Twitch arrived, and we were able to grab a quick word with them before they headed onwards to San Pedro.
It's the 11th hour and already international artists are coming in for the Belize International Music and Food Festival. The two-day event takes place on Saturday and Sunday at the Sacachispas Field in San Pedro, and it's highly anticipated.
Just minutes ago, DeMarco, Timaya, Barrington Levy, DJ Super Twitch, they're here in Belize. The festival is kicking off tomorrow. Things are already getting started from today, so come out, get your tickets. This is the time now. It's happening tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday.
We want to cater to everybody. So you can come out and you can enjoy from your soulful reggae to your extra jump up with your soca crew. And let's not forget that we're going to also have several different food options, local options. So it's not just to focus on music, but we're giving you a combination of both.
Except for Timaya, DeMarco, Barrington Levy, and DJ Super Twitch, who's actually Belizean, by the way, have all performed in Belize before.
The food, everything, you know, the environment, all of them things there. And, you know, I'm glad to be here. The dedication that I have to the music, the love that I have for the music, you know, the creativity that I bring to the table, you understand, and, you know, the independence as well. You see me, the melodies, all of that stuff, I want people to take away from what DeMarco, you know, bring to the table.
Belize is going to be great. I heard a lot of things about Belize. First of all, they say don't come with your girlfriend or don't come with your wife. So that's a good one.
Now, what can people expect from Timaya? Now, we have the tracks now where we know, where we love, but what can people expect from
People should expect fire, man, from Timaya. It's Timaya, so it's going to be fire forever and ever and ever and ever. Belize, please.
But second home, yes indeed. Yes indeed. So we're looking for a great festival. Obviously, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be all the entertainers are here that are super talented, and I'm just happy to be a part of the whole thing. You know?
It's a pleasure to be back in Belize one more time. Yes, definitely. I was looking forward to coming here. And now I'm here. Thank God. Everybody up? Yep.
And if you are one of those who wait until closer to midnight to come out to the concert, think again. International artists will be taken to the stage as early as 7 p.m.
We can confirm that do not wait to go out until 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, because you'll be missing a lot going on. So the way the festival has been structured is that we want to give Belizean artists, they will be taking the stage. At the same time, local international artists will be taking the stage. Headliners as early as 7 p.m. tomorrow. We're not saying who it's going to be. You have to go out there to see who it's going to be.
You might be on a budget. You have the option. You can catch your boat for only $90, a round trip ticket, and that gives you general access for one day. The boat leaves at 4 p.m., returns back, will depart from San Pedro at 4 a.m. So nobody have an excuse as to why you cannot make it out to this event.
But I'm gonna be there, spreading the vibes all over the world. Oh yeah, so stay night and day. Belize, I'm here.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
When we return, PBL offers training for workplace professionalism to stevedores. But first, here's the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code. You win 8946. And in the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time.
you can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que allí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
From being a Belizean traveler to now giving you live updates from the Belize International Music and Food Festival this weekend in San Pedro.
Everybody come now, then we start this one now. The word about the sun, this guy don't know.
Join me as I bring you hourly highlights throughout both days, talking to chefs, sampling foods, having great drinks, and interacting with local and international artists. All this live from the Sacachispas field on La Isla Bonita. Tune in on our News 5 Live Facebook page this Saturday and Sunday, only on 5.
The relationship between the Port of Belize Limited and its employees, dozens of stevedores who work tedious shifts loading and offloading cargo entering and leaving the country, has been a rather contentious one. Oftentimes, we've covered labor disputes between PBL and the Christian Workers Union. But its things are taking a turn for the better, and the management of the harbor facility has made training possible for a number of waterfront workers who are interested in developing themselves professionally. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
Stevedores at the Port of Belize Limited have completed necessary training in workplace conduct as part of their professional development. The waterfront workers participated in a 2-day course that was organized by the company. It's a turnaround from the often tense and adversarial relationship between the union, which represents the dockhands, and their employer.
We are in a state where we are currently doing some repairs on our trestle, which, by the way, will be up and running again to vessel traffic on the 4th of August. So one of the things we decided to do was to take this time off for our stevedores and to then engage in trying to upskill them with some supervisor level skills. So what we did was to get an extremely good facilitator, Ms. Charlotte Neil Lopez, to come in and work along with our gang foremen, our assistant gang foremen, our union reps within the gangs, and our hatch foremen. And the idea here is to get people to get some skills to be able to supervise the people they have to supervise within the gangs, and to prepare them for communicating with the staff that they're responsible for on the site.
Bruce Diaz belongs to one of several gangs that work at the harbor. What he has learned during the brief course is how to carry himself properly while on the job and how to respond to his colleagues, notwithstanding the challenges that come along with the work that they are doing.
The training is very informative. It could assist in many different areas in our workplace. Firstly, the training in discipline. You have to have discipline within your workplace, from starting to authority, come down to the smaller man. It also consists of safety. If you don't have discipline on the work site, you don't have safety because you don't move according to the authority that is set in order for the job to flow in our proper manner.
The sessions were facilitated by Charlotte Neal. At the end of the workshop, it is anticipated that these stevedores will put into practice the skills that they have learned.
What we expect that they will take away are those skills. Particularly, for example, we look at different things like your communication style. A lot of times we find that they feel that they have to be aggressive in order to be heard. And many of them express that. And so it's reinforcing the idea that no, you don't have to be aggressive to be heard. You can be assertive. In fact, sometimes when you're aggressive, it's a turn off. It's the opposite, right? And so we look at what were some of those goals of communication. And we established that at its basic level, in communication, the goal is to hear and to be heard.
What Diaz has also learned is to leave certain personal feelings and attitudes at the front gate. It is important to do so in order for them to foster a professional working environment where everyone respects each other and they're able to get the job done efficiently.
When you go on the work site, we are trained and learn that you leave that behind because different individuals bring different things to the table. Maybe you left one mad, sad, this one I left one happy and he kind of smile today and you know in a smile. You leave that behind. We're there at the workplace and where we work, you have to be competent with your work. Otherwise, anything could go wrong at any time because we are dealing with heavy equipment and we are dealing with steels and a lot of stuff around us every time. So if you have competence on your work site and you respect authority, I think we would move in our different fashion.
The initiative, says Hertha Gentle, PBL's Human Resource Manager, is a departure from what is usually covered in the media.
Oftentimes when people look at the PBL and look at the relationship between management and the stevedores, they only associate it with drama. And we're trying to say, no, that's not the case. That's not how we live. So that's a part of what we're trying to create too.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
The 13th annual tribute to reggae legend Lucky Dube is being held in Belize City on Sunday. The yearly concert is a means for philanthropist Dara Robinson to raise much-needed funds for his school feeding program. The event being held at the Bird's Isle will feature live performances from Brother David and the Tribal Vibes as they cover songs from the late musical icon Lucky Dube. Earlier today, News 5 spoke with Ras Dara about this weekend's event.
This is the second fundraising just to get ready for when the new school year starts for get back on track with the feeding program. But all roads lead this Sunday to Bird's Isle, you know, where we pay a tribute to a reggae icon where live example life, where same thing deal with hunger, deal with put up stoplight, do a lot of things in our country. So I pay a tribute to them and way for me raise fund. But we have the whole event lineup where this year we have two bands where we perform Lucky Dube tribute. Now we bring Brother David from Dan Grega, then they come in for do a session with Lucky Dube. We have with DJ, you know, we want to do musically. We have I myself on a show Lucky Dube on a big screen, you know. No food, drinks, everything I do about that one positive thing, you know, that reggae music we deal with on the highest level and that one message, and it's also a community show because when kids could come, because the kind of message and music we deal with, that nothing vulgar, nothing bad man, this are just clean, conscious reggae music. We need the support of the community to come out so the fundraising could be blessed. So we ask the people then we come out with good behavior, you know, come out with love in their heart. We ask the police for work along with the people and we could come out and treat the people then with love. We ask them for respect, order and thing. And then I need to left this message because they show the entire thing, the show set and they will enjoy. But if you notice from my ad and my flyers, I have this message, Belizean youth, for God's sake, stop the senseless killing. Because you the planting and for we youth still they out there, they waste for their life and are black against black. And mothers, they suffer, you understand? And my message is, I have to touch it because Lucky Dube himself is a victim of gun violence, get killed senselessly. And my plea and cry to them, begging out them, my God, don't stop that, man. That just unnecessary.
Ras Dara, whose feeding program also takes in children who have lost loved ones to gun violence, also weighed in on the scourge of crime and violence that continues to grip the country.
We could look every year and say 120 dead this year, 100. But to each one of them, youth were dead, they have picnic. sometimes people when not even involved enough with them were dead, and sometimes one father have 4 picnic. Then the parent, the auntie, the granny have to take on an extra burden for feed. And make I tell you something, nobody can look after your picnic like yourself. So Mariana Town, people not notice that for we kids traumatized. Every time one father or mother lost, you don't have to be from gun violence, it could be from man or woman thing. For we picnic and traumatized, we know they give them a break for live. Every day in the news are just negative and killing. And then we expect for we youth them to do better when all we do that. This is wrong, you know.
Just ahead, On the Bright Side looks at Timmy Stamp's after-school program.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the Split the Bill button where he selects the Evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
And Messi is standing over this. Messi.
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Tonight's Look on the Bright Side highlights the Jalov evening program, where kids from the George Street community are provided with support from a man with a story of redemption. Sabrina Daly shares this story after an evening spent with community members.
On the Bright Side is brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
When this shop started with banana orange.
It's a regular day for Glenford Stamp. Many of us know him simply as Timmy Stamp. He lives and operates his business on one of the busier streets of Belize City. From morning to afternoon, he works a confection store. But when the day comes to an end, children come trickling in.
Arise, ye sons of the Renaissance.
Jalov evening program is Stamp's act of redemption in more ways than one. A dark past, an uncertain future from an illicit lifestyle birthed a project of love. one he credits one person for.
Today we'll start. You guys can bow your head again. I'm just pray over you guys. Just bow your head.
Now I am a gift for God. I used to be a gang member. Good God changed my life around. You understand me? So decided that we have to give back something to the free community. I used to be one of the own schools there. You understand? And we helped get this country how this country stand right now. We used to be back in the days 1986, 87, that we really get this country how it stand, because we used to use machete and knife and fork. We used to fight with machete and knife and fork back in the days. Understand me? So it's only right that we try to do something back for we younger generation.
Jesus love little children, all the children of the world.
That something began over a decade ago. Stamp, a person that only went as far as Standard 3 in primary school, saw the value in kids getting an education. He set out to make an evening program for children, nothing fancy. He started with what he had. And starting where you are can look like occupying an open lot. Conveniently, this was right across the street from Stamp's confectionery store.
Yes, I share my life story with them. I try every day to push that in their head. You understand me? And I want it to be better. They could be better than me. You understand me? And like I said, I'm going to school. I stopped school early. I want better for them. They're the future leader of tomorrow. If they are be the leader of tomorrow, then we have to get the tools that they could get ready for tomorrow.
While Stamp shares lessons of life in the classroom, he has help for the academic sessions. Kiana Garay is one of the newest members tutoring the kids. She now accompanies her big sister as an assistant tutor, but started as an attendee herself.
I first saw Mr. Timmy having it, so I approached him and I asked him what was going on there. So he said they were having an evening class mixed with the summer classes. So I said, is it okay that I attend? And then he said yes. So I just joined. I know I grew up now. I decided to give back to the other children.
The kids at the back, they are very small, so we teach them their names, to write their names, their ABCs, the 1, 2, 3, and the basic stuff. And then the ones at the front, I teach them, most of them are in standard 4 and 5. I teach them the standard 6 and first farm work, so when they go ahead, they know what to do. And then help with homeworks and stuff.
But we want to make sure that we are physically, mentally, spiritually awake. All right?
Eric Arzu is a retired teacher giving back to the kids in the program. He covers all the bases, from teaching to sports, guidance, and even spirituality. The kids look to him like a father figure.
As a matter of fact, as they see me on the street, they run to me like a father. And some of them really need it. And I ask myself, what were they doing in school? But I can see a lot of changes on them. As I came around, you can see the difference in their faces. You can see how they are willing to learn. They are willing to be tutored. And hey, with these two other able girls, I think we have gone a long way.
These kids are the future leaders of tomorrow. So it's only right that we that been there and done that, try for we best. This is what we could do with their kids here. I mean, their kids here get caught up in something when they don't really know nothing about. We have a problem for 44 years. 44 years we have a problem. With no politician, no party give a damn about PUP or UDP. Give a damn about free problem we got for we kids. But for we kids, every year, for we kids, they just, we lose for we kids every year. Get involved in a gangs or get involved in something different. So it's only right that we try to save for we kids. We say we love our kids. What we do for save them?
Love is a bubbling over.
Saving kids from falling into the abyss of gang violence can start with a small gesture, such as encouraging them to have a dream and believing that it could be made a reality. The kids at Jalove Evening Program dream of being police officers, tour guides, coast guards, and even a pilot. A regular day for Timmy Stamp ends with kids waiting for him across his confectionery store. But a regular day also begins with him waiting for them to arrive. Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
On the Bright Side was brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
That's the sound of fuel efficiency.
Every day, every time, I choose Una Fuels powered with Dynamax. Una, a brand committed with the future.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.